Hang on, let me know.
Okay, welcome to the BLG Clash of the Day here at Dutton Park in Kapunda. Kapunda hosting Tanunda in round 10's match of the day. And with me in commentary, I've got from Kapunda, Matt Ryan. How are you, Matt?
Not bad, thanks, Teeks.
Looking forward to a really interesting game between these two teams today.
Yes, Tanunda have got a couple of their big guns playing today, so it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yes, as you said, a couple of real big guns back in Josh Trembath coming back into the team, the powerhouse full forward, and him playing again alongside Justin Westhoff, the AFL superstar, in the forward line is going to be really hard for Kapunda to combat.
Yes, I mean, probably going to expect that Fraser Evans will have to go to one of them, probably Westhoff early on, which would normally drop him back to that last line of defence. He has been playing majority of his footy this year at half-back, but have to sacrifice his game a bit today and just at least at the start of the game.
And likely match up for Trembath. An old-timer comes back into the team today, and Brad Valentine. Is there any chance that he'll get that role?
I wouldn't think so. I think he'll play forward at least at the start. I think Kapunda's captain Max Neville will start on Trembath, would be my guess.
That'll be a big task. He's going to have to contain him because that's a long way towards beating Tanunda if you can cut off that line to goal.
Yeah, exactly. Trembath is coming off an 8-week hamstring injury, so I don't expect him to be at his best. But the cream does rise to the top, and he is a gun full forward, so
he only needs to get 3 or 4 touches to impact on the game.
Certainly does.
And for Kapunda, a number of outs today.
Yeah, from last game, Kapunda lost Hayden Robinson, Josh Freeman, as well as Josh Rosenzweig is a laid out, has to work today. Plus, we're expecting to get Cal Brown back this week. Unfortunately, his jaw hasn't mended as per what he was supposed to happen. So I think they got 6 or 7 of their best, probably 15 out. So not ideal, but it gives a couple of young lads a crack. And I'm just looking at Kapunda's bench. Lads coming to the bench. They're all pretty small, with 2 under-17s, Casey Dew and Riley Menzel there, along with Tyson Barnes and Bailey Jones. So Kapunda's got a very young team in today, but expect them to have a fair crack early on.
And expecting Kapunda to try and get the ball out into the open today and use their legs and try and take advantage of Tanunda on the rebound. Yeah,
Tanunda have got plenty of tools around, so that's the only way Kapunda will give himself a chance. Kapunda's hope will be that Whistler can get on top in the ruck and clear the stoppages, and then Kapunda's on ballers to work off of him and get it forward.
Yes, that's where I see Kapunda having a real advantage, is Whistler's size and strength in the ruck against a very young, inexperienced Tanunda ruckman. I think that's going to be a key matchup for the day for the Bombers. As umpire Matt Patterson holds the ball up, comes in to throw it up.
Whistler's going against young Falkenberg. Falkenberg wins the first tap.
Whistler completely mistimed that jump.
Looks like kicking in danger there. Looks like Jay Maney had his hand kicked off, so he'll get the first free and put Kapunda into attack early. He goes short to Dodd. Dodd gets wrapped up straight away, and the
ball didn't quite reach him. Just a very sloppy kick from Maney there.
And umpire Sullivan's called for a ball up. We do see that matchup of Westhoff and Evans has gone to Westhoff, and looks like Max Neville has gone to Trembath, so as I thought.
Yes, well predicted. It's almost like you were an insider.
And down the other end, looks like Benson Heinze's got Valentine, who's at full forward. And Pilgrim looks to have taken Zanandrea, as well as who's got White Ryan. It looks like it's, can't tell from the front of him. Darcy Hammond, I reckon, has got White Ryan. That will be a good duel today.
That will be a very interesting matchup between 2 young, strong footballers. As we see the ball now out on the outer side being thrown in.
Ball comes over the top but smashes it back to the boundary, and we'll have another throw in.
Kapunda just happy to keep it in their forward line at this stage.
Another throw in here. Whistler and Falkenberg scrapple. Lee Westhoff gets the kick forward, and it's grabbed by Sean Bell in the centre of the ground. Bell's looking to pump Kapunda inside here again. We see Ryan and Hammond. Ryan gets the ball.
Hammond with a good late punch.
Mudge got the ball now, snapping for goal. And Valentine nearly holds it. Doesn't quite. There's plenty of pressure on the ground here. Cam Matters gets the first kick, and that's a lovely goal from Cam Matters.
Yes, that's really well worked by the Bombers. Valentine's strength really showing out there.
Yep, he pushed the ball out of the pack there to Cam, and Cam was good enough to snap from that pocket.
Didn't take the mark, but able to hold the ball in the area and then create for a teammate.
So that's the start that the Bombers needed after their poor performance late against Newry last game that we had on live streaming.
Yes, exactly. And Kapunda desperately need a win today to stay in touch. If they do want to play finals, winning today is imperative.
Yeah, Tanunda also need a win. They want to put their name up there for that double chance, and they'll be aiming for second spot, I would have thought, with the injuries to Anguston. So it's a very, very big game for both clubs.
So we see umpire Sullivan about to ball up now with his back to us. And
Whistler gets a good tap, but it goes straight to McFarlane. Jay Maney gets the ball, who scrubs it forward. McFarlane clears the centre. And looks like a good mark there to
Howard.
I reckon it might be Bailey Smith.
Yes, correct.
Westhoff has a snap with the left foot and kicks it across the face and out of bounds in Tanunda's northern pocket.
So ball in right next to the point post.
We see Westhoff in the ruck here against Whistler. Whistler should be trying to negate Westhoff grabbing it out of the ruck, and he wins it well. Comes forward to Dodd, who gets a little soccer off the ground. Doesn't go 15. Pack's forming. Young Harry Watke's fairly ferocious over the footy, which is good to see from the Kapunda youngster.
And Kapunda's going to need to show a lot of that today, a lot of desperation to lock the ball up when it's not in their favour and not let Tanunda get a run on.
Westhoff gets a good tap to his older brother Lee, who kicks the ball around the corner and it just goes out of bounds.
And no breeze to speak of here at Kapunda. Really lovely day despite the overcast conditions, not cold at all.
No, it hasn't been, but we have had a fair bit of rain during the week here. I think it's been close, just under 40 mils for the week, so the ground is a little bit soft underfoot.
Soft but holding up beautifully considering. One of the best decks in the BLG competition. Probably one of the better decks in country football, I'd say.
Yeah, it does hold up quite well in the wet, and it's quite good, especially when it is dry. Whistler beats Westhoff in the ruck, and Westhoff roves the ball though and is tackled straight away by Harry Watke.
Great work by both ruckmen so far. Been probably 50-50 Whistler winning or being negated by the Tanunda ruckman as Kapunda win it out of the clash.
Big White Ryan, who in front, Cam Matters kicks the ball forward for Kapunda. We see a tussle here between Zaman Dreyer and Pilgrim. Good hard work there from but Tanunda's ruckman. And it's a good tackle from Valentine. Valentine gets a quick kick out of the pack, gets smothered, and the ball is now out.
And a special mention to the Tanunda water steward Daniel Crane there for messing up that shot.
Looks like we're seeing White Ryan in the ruck here against Falkenberg. Whistler's dropping back a kick behind. This
will be an interesting setup. If he can start winning this in the forward line, it's going to give Kapunda a real advantage with Whistler dropping behind the play.
Dodd roves the ball off the pack but is tackled straight away by McFarlane.
Kapunda looking dangerous here. Just 35 metres from goal. McFarlane roves that, but wrapped up very quickly.
And we have another ball up.
McFarlane probably the leader for the male medal at this stage.
Along with Paddy White and probably Ryan Carnelli, be the three that would be right up amongst it, I would think.
And strong tackling there again, forces yet another ball up.
Kapunda need to space this out a little bit, and it's just a bit congested there.
Ryan with a good win. But again, too many players around the contest. Kapunda are going to have to take a chance and suck some of their players out into space and hope that Tanunda follow them.
Ryan wins another tap forward. Ball scrappy again. Comes to Fechner. Fechner clears. Back to it's on Kapunda's half forward line too. Opitz gets tackled straight away but does get a good kick. And we see a good contest there between, looks like Griffiths and Watke. And Dodd's got the ball in the pocket, kicks short, and McFarlane gets a very good fist in there in front of White Ryan.
Very good late fist. Ryan had his name all over that.
That probably saved Kapunda having their second shot at goal here, so that was good defensive work.
Ball in deep in Kapunda's forward pocket. Kapunda unable to get the ball away there.
Watke holds the ball into the pack. He's along there with, looks like Todd Falkenberg.
Whistler going early, didn't quite get the best of that.
Borg has the ball, he's jumped in his back a little bit. We've got Lee Westhoff here with a little bit of composure, but kicks it and it's marked by Opitz. Right in front of us here at half forward for Kapunda.
Good strong work from Trent Gers there in that contest.
McFarlane takes a good intercept mark there.
And it's dealt with after the mark, but no free kick. No 25-metre penalty, sorry. As he looks to clear Tanunda's defensive area. The kick out to the wing and seen over the boundary line by Wyatt Ryan, who turned defensive on that occasion. Using that big mullet to good effect, intimidating his opposition.
We see Whistler and Falkenberg go at it again here. And the ball has just slipped out of the umpire's hands. It's a little bit slippery.
And that's better. Great throw in.
Lockie Earls grabbed the ball and gets a handball to McFarlane, who is racking up the touches. A good defensive mark there for Lane Curtis from Kapunda, who cuts it off on the wing.
Tries to sell a bit of candy, but he's in trouble now.
Good defensive work there, and probably Lane Curtis bit off a bit too much more than he could chew.
Great work from the Tanunda defender not to fall for that.
We have Whistler and Falkenberg again battling in the ruck. Whistler wins another one to Borg, who gets tackled straight away by Lee Westhoff.
Yes, Kapunda are going to have to work out some way of decongesting these stoppages.
Whistler again. McFarlane gets his hand on the footy again. Feckner's got it now as well, tackled by Cam Matters. And I thought umpire Sullivan was going to call that.
Get rid of the ball.
Whistler and Falkenberg again. Whistler again wins the tap. Appears to be getting on top, and Borg's got McFarlane and Earl both tackled both of them. And we quick kick forward, and White Ryan has got into the back of Darcy Hammond, who will try and clear for Tanunda from half back.
Could go all the way to half forward here if he wanted to. And decides to. Down the line, good safe kick.
Good grab there by young Jackson Doherty, who looks inside straight away. Finds the young Brett Dowse, who kicks into the man on the mark. Valentine has the ball here now, and keeps it in. So it is a little bit scrappy in the midfield here. No team seems to have any clear run.
And definitely a flood here from Kapunda, with only one player forward of centre, now two. But even the full forward Brad Valentine playing back across half back.
Falkenberg grabs the ball out of the ruck, gets a quick handball forward, and we have another stoppage. Does look like Matt Westhoff's trying to drop off the back of this pack here to be used as the link man. And Whistler gives a push in the back, free to Falkenberg.
It's probably going to be a danger for Whistler all day with his superior size and strength. Quick give to Gers around the back on the wraparound.
And he kicks to Tyrell Hocking, who marks it on the wing, who moves it quickly onto Zanandrea. Zanandrea's got a bit of space out on the wing. Not used to where he is playing. He's normally in the goal square. He kicks forward to Valentine, who's too strong for Gers, but unfortunately can't hold the mark.
I think it was being held by one arm, and Gers did well to stop the bigger Valentine taking advantage of that.
Not too much going on in the scoreboard here yet. At the moment, it's Kapunda 1 goal to Tanunda, not yet to score on the Grant Burge Wines scoreboard. Tanunda in a bit of space here across half forward. I think that was Jackson Doherty who kicks the ball forward, and it rolls through for a goal.
That's Tanunda's first goal, bring them to 1 goal, 6 points. Oh, sorry, 1 goal. On playing Kapunda 1 goal on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard here at Dutton Park in Kapunda.
Yeah, that was always the fear, that Kapunda have all the ball in their forward lines, and he got slingshot over the back, and Doherty found himself in some space and kicked truly.
That was a bit of a problem against Newry 2 weeks ago as well. Kapunda going to need to keep their focus.
I do believe young Jackson Doherty was added to the zone squad as an under-21 player during the week. A good young player for Tanunda, so he'll be heading out to training there in a couple of weeks.
And the less said about zone footy, the better.
Come on, Teeks. It's a part of the game.
Okay, back to the action here. And a free kick being paid to Tanunda. There's Lee Westhoff earning a free. Should look to drive the ball forward with that exceptional left foot of his.
Kicks to his brother Justin. Takes the mark out in front of Cam Matters.
And Matters pulls him down, and that should be a 25 and has been paid. It's good to see the umpires keeping an eye on that. Westhoff looks for a short pass.
White Ryan gets in the way and gets his hand on it. Otherwise, looked like McFarlane was going to take a mark by himself.
White Ryan working very hard defensively today, despite being a centre half forward.
Yep, just pushed himself back in the hole there just to help out.
Now pushes up to be an option coming out of defence.
Tanunda get the ball forward here. It's a one-on-one contest between Trembath and Neville.
Neville did well to defend there.
And the ball goes through for a rush behind.
And Kapunda now take the lead 1 goal 1-7 to Kapunda 1 goal on the Grant Birchwine scoreboard.
Kapunda's coach Evans has got the ball here at fullback and picks off Cam Matters in the centre square. So that's a lovely kick, and Kapunda move it quickly here, which is what they need to do. The ball
and just missed the target.
Ball just stays in though. Lucky gets the ball forward to Zanandrea.
Probably unlucky not to get a free kick there. The Tanunda player falling into his back.
And also might have tackled him by the leg as Tanunda clear. Across the outer side, young Dowse has got the ball in a bit of space. Kicks the ball forward to McFarlane, who's out by himself.
And this is where Tanunda can hurt the Bombers with their rebound play.
It's a good mark there by Trembath in front of Neville, who was right on his hammer.
Trembath a long way from goal here. Going to have to look for a short pass with coming back from that hamstring injury.
He does. That's very loose checking from Kapunda, letting Lee Westhoff 20 metres by himself.
You've got to back Lee Westhoff in from here. He's a magnificent kicker of the football, and he is a player that I would put my life on.
Please put your life on, Teeks. That's a big call. Have you put the mocker on him here?
Unlikely. He's too good for that. Even I couldn't ruin him. Coming in now.
And you did put the mocker on him.
I apologise, Lee. I really do. I didn't think I had that much impact. And Tanunda now at 1 goal 2 on the Grant Birchwine scoreboard, leading Kapunda 1 goal.
As Evans goes short to Neville. Neville kicks down the line to no one. Gers takes the ball.
Gers, who played on and was caught by the big man Wyatt Ryan. I'm not sure what Gers was thinking there, the fact that he had superior pace to the big forward, but it was a stupid decision.
Kapunda won't have a lot to kick to without Ryan down there. But Zanandrea's there, and Borg takes a fly. Young Fechner's knocks the ball towards the boundary, and Borg looks like he's taken it out.
And it's probably a win for Kapunda, desperate to keep the ball in the area. They sort of messed up that forward entry.
Westhoff appears to have gone onto the footy now. He's down in the back pocket as we got young Falkenberg and Whistler contesting the ruck and the half-forward line for Kapunda.
And Westhoff is on the footy, but not as a ruckman as some people might expect, playing as an on-baller.
Patterson throws the ball up again. Whistler gets a bit of a run up here. Falkenberg wins the tap, and it's in another congestion. This has been Kapunda's issue in the last couple of weeks, just not getting enough clear footy around the stoppages.
Don't have the body size to break away from the contest.
Cam Matters has his second shot for goal, and that looks like...
And is felled after the kick.
That looks like it's actually going to call it a goal, or are they going to make Mudge have his kick? Played down the field, and Mudge will have another kick, even though he kicked it. Have another kick from the goal square.
And there's no chance of him missing the goal from here, no matter what we say. Even Matt Ryan had kicked this.
As Mudge kicks truly to kick Kapunda's second goal for the day.
And the Bombers back in front, 2 goals, playing Tanunda 1 goal 2 on the Grant Birchwine scoreboard.
Does look like there's a bit of drizzle or some low fog coming in at the moment.
Will the lights come on soon?
Probably not.
And that's probably the second time of the day that we've seen Cam Matters get the ball in space, twice on that chain of play. And that's really what Kapunda need, is their best player to get the ball out in the open. We're looking for a new football because apparently Matt Ryan's vaunted nets have let them down.
Looks like it's gone over the net. Not sure where to though. Boundary umpires could probably go for a walk and grab it, but
Some little kid might score himself a new footy. As we're currently 19 minutes into the first quarter here in the match of the round at Kapunda.
Sullivan throws the ball up where we see Whistler and Falkenberg again. Whistler wins it convincingly. Forward to Jay Maney, who gets tackled straight away by Riley McFarlane. And we'll have a secondary ball up, just Kapunda's side of centre.
McFarlane playing on the back of the contest and getting plenty of the ball today. Kapunda are going to have to look to try and cut that out.
Tyrell Hocking gets his second kick from out on that wing, which is a bit of a different role for him today. Borg gets the ball to...
Great take from Borg and great handball under pressure.
Jay Maney has the ball, kicks forward. White Ryan is in the box seat.
That was a magnificent kick, perfectly weighted to the big fella who drifted in behind the Tanunda defender. Absolutely magnificent skills from the Kapunda player there.
Yes, that was a lovely kick from young Jay Maney.
And big White Ryan coming in now. The mullet kicks truly. And over the net again.
Don't tell me we need another ball, do we?
We need another net. Who was responsible for those nets?
Don't need to stop the balls running out there. It doesn't matter how big it is. If you're close enough, you can always kick it over.
So you need to go have a chat to Fraser Evans and get their shots from further out. It's a game plan issue.
Must be.
Really starting to get dark here at the famous Dutton Park. There's another ball up.
Westhoff's into the ruck and looks like shepherded Whistler away from getting it.
But Kapunda are able to clear the ball easily there. Their best clearance of the day. Going forward, Zan Andrea are unable to control the footy. Under great defensive pressure.
Good pressure there from Kapunda.
Riley McFarlane ploughing through and is tackled heavily. Taken the ground. No free kick. Will be a ball up in Kapunda's forward 50.
Looks like Jay Maney might have got a knock on the knee there. Just run around and get that off. Westhoff gives a free away on the ruck. I didn't see where there's too much in it, to be honest, but young White Ryan, who was in front, must have said he put his hand on his shoulder.
Well, Westhoff is going to have to deal with that. White Ryan being a big, strong lad. He's going to have to use that muscle if he's going to beat the former AFL superstar.
Ryan unfortunately kicks the ball across the face.
Drifts a little bit left, but starting to have an impact. And he did this 2 weeks ago, had an impact in the second quarter, nearly turned the game, but needs to sustain that for more than just short periods.
McFarlane gets the ball from the kick in and clears the ball long
well
to
down the wing.
But he kicks it straight to Kapunda's coach, Fraser Evans.
And with his big left foot, he could send it right back in the other direction.
Evans kicks a low ball, but it goes straight to Darcy Hammond, who's cutting it off in front of Josh Dodd. Hammond chips into the centre. Westhoff takes a mark. Handballs to Earl. Kapunda do turn it over. Young Bell gets a kick. But there's McFarlane again, who's racking up possessions for Tanunda here. Kicks the ball out wide. Looks like it's a 3-on-1 there in Tanunda's favour. And looks like a free kick has been picked out to Josh Trenbarth.
Who again looks like he wants to pass rather than have a shot on goal. No confidence in that hamstring after the 8-week layoff.
He's going to have to kick from outside 50 here into a bit of breeze, and he passes off again. And that's another lot of loose checking from Kapunda. As young, I think that's Jack May takes a mark in his return from his broken hand that he did in the trial match.
And looked to try and handball off to Trent Gers, who was running around the back, but the umpire said, no, none of that. Take the kick yourself. The young fella looking to drive the ball deep into Tanunda's forward line.
That is a nice kick, and he's made the distance
didn't
easily.
Just drive it in, he's kicked the goal. Jack May on the board. And scores on the Grant Birchwine scoreboard now. Kapunda 3-goal 1-19, playing Tanunda 2-goal 2-14.
That was a real good kick from Jack May, because I thought that might have tested his distance, but he did kick it from inside 50. So
has shown the ability to play bigger than he really is. Proved that by winning a B grade Best and Fairest medal for the association a couple of years ago, and now playing up at A grade level. Really starting to show his medal.
We see Westhoff in the ruck here still against Whistler. So Whistler will be trying to jump and as high as he can against Westhoff, who probably might even have him for height.
Whistler got up and got his hand to the ball. But Tanunda clearing through McFarlane, who's had a ton of footy in this first quarter. You'd want him in your dream team side.
Absolutely, I reckon he would have had close on 15 touches this quarter.
That's Tanunda moving the ball forward around the outer side. And Matt Westhoff tackled as he picked the ball up there. And Kapunda now looking to clear through hands. But wrapped up now, just inside Tanunda's forward 50.
See here Westhoff going at it again with Whistler. And Whistler gets a good jump and a good tap and clears the zone, but it goes to McFarlane again, who can't get hold of the footy. And Dodd looks like he's just got the ball out of bounds, which is what Kapunda needed there, and reset for another stoppage. 25 minutes now here into the first quarter, and still playing chess, the two teams. No one's really broken away. Kapunda did kick those 2 goals in a row, but
good clearance from that contest, taken straight out of the ruck by Brodie Borg. No ruckman got near the ball, handballed forward, and Tanunda able to clear now.
McFarlane again,
and it looks like a strong mark almost taken there by Matt Westhoff, and now Kapunda trying to clear. But a free kick found by umpire Sullivan.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
Well, it might have been out of bounds.
I think it could be the umpire is having a chat to the boundary umpire, who is saying...
It's a boundary throw-in now in Tanunda's forward pocket.
He is saying throw it in. A little bit of confusion there between the two men in white.
At least they had a chat about it.
Whistler and Westhoff go at it again inside Tanunda's forward 50.
Westhoff pushes Whistler under the ball and out the way. And neither ruckman touched the ball, and just going to be another stoppage. A little bit of drizzle around. The ball's getting slippery. Could descend into a lot of this today. As Kapunda have a third man up who just punches the ball into the open. But Tanunda able to get the ball back on rebound, and an easy goal there from the goal square by Trembath, I believe.
It did look like Trembath socketed that one through to get to Tanunda's third. As we see Tanunda 3-goal 2, lead Kapunda 3-goal 1 on the Grant Birch Wines scoreboard.
As we're joined in commentary by the captain of Tanunda's B-grade side, Callum Michael. How are you, Callum?
Yeah, not too bad. Good win by us boys.
Great win by the Tanunda B-grade. And really scrappy game here to start with in the A-grade.
Yeah, the conditions are wetting up here. We'll see how it unfolds.
And Riley McFarlane's had a ton of the footy for the Magpies early.
As Lockie Earl clears the centre square, Lane Curtis from Kapunda grabs the ball off half-back, kicks forward to Tyson Barnes. Barnes fumbles, and the ball does go out of bounds.
And Kapunda are going to need to start taking those grabs coming out of defence if they want to keep their place in this game. And a lot of injured players returning for Tanunda, Callum.
Yeah, we've got a few back in. I think we've still got 3 or 4 to come back in. The A-grade, which obviously also strengthen our second side, so it'll be nice to get back to full strength over the next few weeks.
As the siren goes for quarter time here in the match of the day, with Tanunda leading 3-goal 2-20 to Kapunda 3-goal 1-19 on the Grant Birch Wine scoreboard. We'll be back after the quarter time break.
Yep. both got different classes. Oh, Tanunda sit off. Lady,
As we return to Kapunda for the second quarter of match of the day here in the BLG. Really tight contest so far between the Bombers and the Magpies. How have you seen the game so far, Matt?
Yeah, pretty much Riley McFarlane's had the ball on a string and he's kept Tanunda in it. Intercepted a few with some marking and he's been probably the best man on the ground. Kapunda have had the ascendancy in the centre square and they have been not too bad up forward, but they do need to spread it out at the stoppages and provide a bit more run from the stoppage where they do have the ascendancy.
Yes, Kapunda lacking the muscle around the footy to be able to clear when there's congestion. Kapunda's midfielders are all lightweights, good nimble running players, but against the likes of Riley McFarlane, who is a bit of a nugget, isn't he, Callum?
Yeah, he's deceivingly strong over the ball. He's super fit as well, so he's a very hard person to go with in many aspects.
For a guy who can't eat gluten, he does okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably the CrossFit that keeps him in good nick. Don't tell him I said that.
So it's Lockie Agar's fault.
I won't comment on that either.
Umpire Patterson throws the ball up with Whistler going at it with Falkenberg. Whistler wins convincingly. And the ball gets to McFarlane again, who's tackled well by...
They would get the ball out eventually, but the umpire's already blown the whistle. Ball up.
So we've got two
Whistler looking energised to start the second quarter, leaping higher than he did in the first.
Ball goes to Borg, who gets it at half-back after a scrubby kick from Tanunda. Borg looks like he'll be looking for Wyatt Ryan here.
And kicked it low. It's coming to Tanunda's favour.
Dodd gets the ball and kicks deep, and it goes through for a behind. I would have backed Dodd to kick that one, actually.
Probably a wasted opportunity. He had plenty of time.
He's a bit of a goal sneak, Dodd. He'll be disappointed with that. Tanunda clear from the back lines and take a good mark on the outer half-back flank through Darcy Hammond, was it?
Joel Griffiths.
Joel Griffiths.
And chain of handballs on the outer wing.
Jackson Doherty has missed Justin Westhoff.
As Kapunda rebounds through
the
captain.
Power of Miss Justin Westhoff too.
The audacity.
The Power aren't missing him too much today. For those of you watching on live stream, the Power are up 9-6 to 2-2 over Gold Coast.
Yes, but over the course of the season, definitely would have been valuable.
Especially in the last few weeks with Lysett being out, it's just another big that they can stick in the ruck.
Could have taken him at the mid-season draft.
Right, we see McFarlane get another handball out from the pack to young Doherty, who's burst through the pack.
Fumbles the ball and soccers it along the ground.
Clean hands there from Bailey Smith, who gets it out to Isaac Feldis. Feldis back to Smith, I think that is, and Smith gets tackled, and that's holding the ball.
Isaac Feltus, one of the most impressive young players in the BLG, Callum.
Yes, he's had an excellent pre-season. He's arguably one of the fittest blokes on our team, and he's got excellent foot skills, which makes him very dangerous.
Very courageous and has great strength at the contest.
Yes.
Cam Mattis clears wide here.
Extremely good footy mind.
Clears wide here to Kapunda coach Fraser Evans, who kicks to Harry Watke, who's got the ball in some space, kicks inside 50. And we've got a pack in the Kapunda goal square, and it looks like Justin Zanandrea got pushed in the back there, and they've played advantage, and they'll call it all clear goal, I believe.
Yes, but Zanandrea in the hands of the trainers now. Grabbed at his leg after he went down. Has a slight limp, but looks like he'll be okay.
He's a tough guy. Not sure who kicked that goal, whether it was Bell or Valentine, but
Valentine will claim it.
we'll give it to Valentine then.
He'll tell you tonight that he got it.
No, Valentine making his season debut as a 41-year-old. He's been playing in the Bs for most of the year, but with injuries at Kapunda and lacking a bit of size forward, they brought him up to play out of the goal square, as we do see Zanandrea coming from the ground. With a bit of a hobble, looks like it might be a cork in his lower back or buttocks.
As we see the umpire balling up again. Whistler coming in, gets great height and taps the ball.
McFarlane gets the ball again, and he's tackled. And Tyrell Hocking comes up with the ball after a good tackle. Ty gets the ball and kicks wide to a couple of Kapunda guys. Jay Maney kicks it forward. Valentine's there again, gets pushed under the footy, probably too easily, but Bailey Jones has a snap from the pocket, but it goes behind the post. Kapunda have started well in this quarter.
But they started well in the first quarter as well and got caught out on the rebound several times.
They do need to make use of it while they've got the ball in their forward lines, kicking goals rather than behinds and continuous ball-ups.
Tanunda looking to clear to this near side.
Unusually bad kick from
Kapunda turning it over here. Driving the ball back in with a nice short pass, finding a free player.
Bailey Jones takes, and he hits Bailey Jones, the lovely kick to White Ryan, who marks 30 metres out.
I'm not sure that this is a safer kick than he would have been taking originally.
Bailey Jones is a good kick for goal. I agree with you there, Teeks.
Sorry?
I do agree with you there, Teeks. Is that what you're worried
I'm confused. I've not heard that before from you or many other people. Definitely not in this neck of the woods. As White Ryan kicks his second for the day.
He does. It's a good, and the Kapunda guys are getting around both Bailey Jones and White Ryan there.
Great team goal. As Kapunda moved to 5-goal 3-33 to Tanunda 3-goal 2-20 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard.
So Callum, besides the coach, Sam Colhoun, Luke Snowden out as well.
Yeah, Ben Schiller's still recovering from a sore groin, I think.
Sore mouth, probably the way he talks.
Had plenty of chirp from Ben. And we had a couple of withdrawals last night. Christian Howard, I think his wife, I'm assuming, would have had their second child due any day. And I think Hugh Smart is sick, so still roughly 5, I think, to come back in the A grade at some point.
Hugh Smart would have been celebrating his dad's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, well, he could be sick from a few too many drinks last night. Who knows?
Who knows?
Looks like a high fend off there from Doherty, not paid, and Kapunda's. Lane Curtis drops what he should have taken.
Easy mark.
That's
gone begging there.
I'm just wondering if that ball is getting a bit slippery, as we see Joel Griffiths fumble as well. Whistler's got the ball and he doesn't know what to do with it.
As a ruckman, should he's handballed it.
Yeah. Some good work in close there by Lockyer with the wet ball also.
Callum Michael agreeing that ruckman should handball. Coaching Luke Wells, that's definitely should be team instructions, shouldn't it?
I don't think I'll be coaching Billy Wells too much, to be honest.
Young Jacob Heinze clears the ball for Kapunda, comes out to a pack, and Lockyer does take a
That's a very courageous mark
in front of White Ryan.
And looks like a very good kick.
Good body spoil there from Max.
And
another
Jackson
good tackle.
Doherty held up in a good tackle there. A little bit of push and shove. Don't mind it.
A little bit of feeling coming into the game here.
Looks like Westhoff and Whistler will resume in the ruck again.
Tanunda with a lot of size around this contest.
Young Opitz clears out where we see Hammond and Ryan competing.
Ryan recovered well, crumbed that ball, kicks it down the line, stays in.
It's an underfeed off the back of the pack through Fechner, who does try to kick inside, but young Cam Matters gets it. Sockers it forward, but to no avail as Kapunda
Jake
don't have a bloke
Pilgrim
back
slips
there.
over.
Does look like it's getting slippery under foot here, as we saw Jake Pilgrim go to pick the footy up and just run straight past it and slide.
That's like your turning circle used to be.
Just a turn on a 20-cent coin. Deeks.
That's only on the dance floor.
I need an acre.
Oh, we see Valentine go over the top of the pack and probably hit his own teammate in the head.
I think Brett Dowse copped one in the back of the scone too.
You need an acre to turn, Callum. It's lucky Lee Underwood wasn't playing again today because this ground isn't big enough for him to turn on.
Yeah, look, you're probably not wrong.
Still the greatest decoy forward in the history of BLG football.
Yeah, and he still kicked 2 goals the other week as well.
Yeah, you guys must have been short that week.
Yeah, look, won't comment on that either.
As we see the ball go into another stoppage here with Jay Maney getting up with, looks like McFarlane on top of him.
And one of the greatest things that I've seen today is pre-game, there was a horde of young Kapunda kids hanging around outside the Tanunda change rooms wanting Justin Westhoff's autograph.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's just fantastic, and he came out and he honoured every one of them with a chat and an autograph. He's a great man, but it's great to see him giving back to local footy.
Yeah, it's good to have him back. He's obviously his family's very tied up with the Tanunda Footy Club, so it's good to see him back out playing with his brothers.
But the highlight for those kids of meeting one of their idols, just brilliant.
That was a lovely tackle, rundown tackle there from Bailey Jones. Tanunda thought they were about to clear the ball, and Jones started 10 metres behind and ran him down and caught, I think it was Gers holding the ball.
Yeah.
It was a great gesture from Westhoff. I did see that and take a photo of it for our Facebook page of him signing about 30 kids' autographs. So he's a great man, Justin, and like I said, really nice guy, and the kids loved it.
Yeah, it's really nice to have him back, and very good community person, so he's happy to do all those little things.
As Bailey Jones kicks truly, and Kapunda get their 6th, I reckon, and just opening up a little bit of a lead here, 6-goal, 3-33.
Really taking advantage kicking uphill here, which is probably the easiest end to score at here at Kapunda.
Yep.
To Tanunda, 3-goal, 2-20 on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard.
And the Bombers need to open up whatever advantage they can, because if it does come in with heavier rain later, every point is going to be gold.
Yes, definitely.
I can hear a murmur of young kids out the back, and I do believe there's an Auskick game on at half-time, so we might see some good action there as well.
And there's nothing better than Auskick, although the last game we did here, Kapunda versus Newry, was a lot like an Auskick game.
It was just
There were about 30 guys around the stoppage all day.
McFarlane gets the ball forward for Tanunda here. We keep calling his name, but he just keeps on getting kicks. There's fairly soft free there, but
Definitely there. As he
Bargy plays on.
plays
through Jack
on,
May.
young Onion Bargy.
and he kicks it straight to Sean Bell from Kapunda.
Kapunda now with a chance to clear, coming down this near wing. Oh, a big fly from the Kapunda player there, all to no avail.
As Whistler takes a good grab, unattested, it's just waiting at the back of the pack.
As a good ruckman should. And a very good kick from Whistler. But no Kapunda player able to gather as Tanunda try and scoop it out, but will force another stoppage on that half-forward flank in Kapunda's forward half.
Kapunda actually did that quite well there. They were completely outnumbered at that contest, but they were able to hold the ball in for another ball up as young Riley Menzer, in his first year of A-grade footy, comes onto the ground for Kapunda.
And some great defensive play from Kapunda, just hanging in here.
Young Menzel has a kick, and it's a lovely kick to Jay Maney. He's going to pump Kapunda forward into...
With a name like Menzel, you have to hit targets. As the Tanunda coaching panel flabbergasted by that non-call.
Yeah, we couldn't see it here. We were blinded by the Tanunda coaching staff, and I think they believed it was a holding the ball decision.
Another ball in.
Whistler gets the tap on. Young Bailey Jones roves it, and the ball gets taken over the line for another throw in. 12 and a half minutes gone here in this second quarter. Kapunda have had most of the ascendancy here, but they don't want to let Tanunda get one on the slingshot here. We have a free kick paid to, looks like Tanunda Ruckman Falkenberg.
And Falkenberg looking to clear now. Probably going to come long down the line, I'd say.
It's out of bounds. Looks like a missed kick.
And that's why Ruckman should handball.
Yep. Yeah, that's not a bad call.
So we've got you on record for saying that now.
Yeah, I know it's going to come back and bite me, I reckon.
Looks like
Especially when I go into the ruck next week.
Does look like Westhoff's come up to the stoppage here. It looks like Falkenberg will be having a rest and Westhoff will be going into the ruck. Good tap from Whistler over the back to young Harry Watke. He kicks forward to Kapunda.
Watke tried to do a Karate Kid kick out of the air there. And it sounds like there's 300 kids out the back preparing for an Oz kick game.
We see a short throw in there, and the ball gets held in with Justin Westhoff coming up.
Who's running the Oz kick program at the Bombers these days?
I'm actually not sure who it is this year. I've taken a step back from the club duties, and I'm a director now, so I don't have as much to do with the footy club runnings at the moment.
Yes, I did notice that the association's junior football chief, Saxon Dwanitsky, was here earlier, so he's probably going to be keeping an eye on that.
Yes, he'll probably could be here watching.
He is definitely here, but I think he's here specifically because they're having that junior competition today.
And umpire Sullivan calls for another throw-in. Oh, I think there was a trip, and it's been seen. Looks like Dodd's got the ball, got tripped by Lockie L.
Yes.
Threw the hand out there in hope to grab the tackle, but it's grabbed Dodd by the ankle.
And is he going to be looking to pass from here?
I would expect Dodd to probably try and run around here. And
good luck running around.
Justin Westhoff on the mark, who's pretty smart. He's moving a little bit to the side. He's anticipating that. He's ready for it. The kick goes in.
Oh, it's just shaved the post. It was a lovely kick.
Really good kick, but unfortunately hit the post.
Shaved the inside of the post, as we see Matt Westhoff now with the ball at fullback.
In rugby league, that'd be a goal.
Wouldn't mind seeing Westhoff let a couple of torps go today if he can, but...
Yeah, he has been known to let a few rip, and they go a long way.
They do. I have seen a couple of them. He's a beautiful kick when he gets onto them. As we see McFarlane on the far side kick the ball, but it is intercepted by Ryan. Ryan kicks forward, a bit of a mongrel, kicks to Valentine.
Ryan playing really well so far today,
yes.
Making a contribution not just as a forward, just playing a great team role, a traditional centre-half forwards role.
He's got a great mullet too.
He does, and I'm not sure it should be allowed.
He makes Bailey Smith's haircut look short.
Yeah. Multicoloured, I don't mind that either.
We'll get a scorecard for you to hold up later, Cal.
Game's just slowed down a little bit here after Kapunda kicked a couple of early goals. Tanunda's just forced back a little bit of ascendancy.
As Wyatt Ryan wins a clear tap out against Justin Westhoff there.
Lee Westhoff's gone high down the line. Another contest.
Tyrell Hocking kicks the ball forward into Kapunda's forward pocket, and does Cam Matters keep the ball in? He does.
But Tanunda look like they're about to clear here.
Bailey Jones intercepts the ball. Fraser Evans has it now. He'd want to get rid of it because he's got a couple behind him.
An errant handball.
As the ball flicks out to Jackson Doherty, he has another crack at it. Sean Bell comes clear with the ball and
I would think that would be 25.
That should be definitely.
Probably deserves to be a 25.
And it doesn't look like it.
I think he must have been calling. He was in the air but and couldn't stop.
Not sure that
Looks
that's
like
the way
Sam
I would have
Brooks,
called it.
and Sam Brooks is pretty
He is
regular
as
at
hard
putting
as they
himself
get.
into those situations.
No, put his body on the line there with no content for his safety, but
He's a player I wouldn't want to run into.
No, he's got a very hard head, and he knows it too.
as we see Riley McFarlane tackle Jay Maney, as there's another stoppage on Kapunda's half-forward flank on the netball side. We do have Kapunda's own Penny Chappell playing her 400th game of netball today. Her sister Tab played her 400th a couple of weeks ago, so that's a pretty good milestone for the girls who used to be Ryans.
Great effort. Fantastic achievement from Triple P.
As we see another stoppage with umpire Sullivan just about to throw it up again.
There's ball going nowhere with another gang tackle.
Looks like Kapunda have got one behind the footy here. Looks like Fraser Evans has freed himself up since Westhoff's gone into the ruck. So
That's something they refuse to do against Newry. So is that something they've learnt?
maybe just a slightly different tactic that they're using. I think it might only work when Westhoff's not forward, because I can't see another good matchup for Westhoff besides Evans. McFarlane cops a high one.
He'll get a free kick from that, so he gets a chance to relieve the pressure for Tanunda.
Doesn't appear to be too much movement for him. Umpire Sullivan's just about to ask him to move it on.
They're going to be forced to go down the
He's
line.
gone with a torp down the
Kick
line.
the Torrey and
And Bailey Smith almost takes it and was held onto by the looks, but no free kick.
as Tyrell Hocking tries to relieve the pressure for Kapunda but kicks the ball out of bounds on the full. So Tanunda will get the relieving kick through. It looks like McFarlane again at half-back for Kapunda.
As if he's not getting enough touches on his own, he's going to shark those.
McFarlane's trying to scrimmage some extra metres, but Valentine's not moving, he's just standing there with his hands up.
Valentine's not going to give anything away for free.
Oh, he chips down the line, and they paid the mark to Joel Griffiths.
Prematurely paid before he dropped
And
it.
there's been a few of those today also in the B grade.
Now, we're not going to start criticising the umpires here,
I
Cal.
won't do that. Joel goes long down the line to another contest.
As Tanunda end up running the ball over the line in front of the scoreboard.
Probably a good result for Kapunda there, as Tanunda looked like they were out.
Yeah, I think by the looks, Kapunda's defensive and tackling pressure has been what's been keeping them in front and keeping the score on the board.
And currently, Kapunda 6 goal 440, leading Kapunda 3 goal 220 on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard here at Dutton Park.
Fraser Evans gets the ball from the ruck.
That is just beautiful, except for the kick.
The kick wasn't.
Oh, and that should be a 25-metre penalty, and is paid by umpire Sullivan. That's absolutely correct in doing that. Just dumb football.
Brooks kicks looking for
Trembath,
and that is a
hits
very
his
strong
target.
mark.
Very good mark, and Max Neville gave him just a little bit too much room.
Yes, Trembath, a very deceiving mover.
But will he be taking a shot from here,
Oh, definitely.
coming back from that injury?
Yes, so he definitely will be. Anything inside 50, he won't be passing off.
It was a good block in the goal square to get Trembath just that couple of metres, because I reckon Max right at the minute might have him for pace, but that block just got Trembath enough metres in front at the start.
Yes, and he doesn't need a lot of room. He's got very good hands. And he misses to the near side.
It's a very un-Trembath-like miss.
Yes, he doesn't miss too often. So
We see Kapunda's coach here, Fraser Evans, with the footy again. He'll probably look to play on and boot the ball along up the centre.
aiming for Whistler and
Borg.
contest between Borg and Lachlan Camp.
Probably not a great decision in the end, but Kapunda going to clear here.
Tyrell Hocking gets the ball and kicks a lovely kick to Ryan. who dropped-
Ryan has just dropped a sitter, but he's recovered well, got it.
He's
But
got
unfortunately, he was tackled and the ball spilled clear to Tanunda's favour.
No, I think he was spent that before he got it because he was looking to play on because he was reasonably close to goal with no one around him. But
Joel Griffiths goes long down the line to Lee Westhoff, who's chipping inside to Darcy Heyman, who has,
Kapunda player thought that he'd played on.
Well, he had played on and he ran
did,
completely around his mark.
But the whistle hadn't gone, so 25 it is.
Which is correct umpiring. It's unfair and it's hard.
That is Trent Gers on the lead.
And the great Trent Gers.
He'll tell you he's great too.
Oh, trust me, he's great.
He'll tell you he kicked 100 goals in a year in the 17s too.
As a, 25-year-old?
Yes, he still holds that.
It's great work there from Jacob.
He'll let you know about it too.
Great work there from Jacob Heinz. He's sitting in front of Westhoff there and punching the ball out. Westhoff had his man beaten, so it was a good chop out from the young fella from Kapunda.
Yes, Cal, there's definitely nothing wrong with a small man with a big ego. No, he's quietened down a little bit in the last year or so.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
He's maturing nicely.
Westhoff wins the tap into another stoppage with, it looks like, Jackson Doherty with the mullet on the bottom of the pack.
He's a bit of a lookalike for Pilgrim, I reckon, from the back. They both got the dark curly mullets.
Yeah. Jackson's a little bit smaller than Pilgrim. Pilgrim's a very big boy.
As we see the umpire pay a free kick here.
Looks like it's down the free kick, and it'll be taken by Wyatt Ryan, I think.
Yes. It looked like it was a clip above the ears there.
Kapunda really would prefer Wyatt to be at the drop of this ball, not kicking it.
But with their lack of size around the ground, they don't have a lot of options. They need him to be playing up through the middle.
Well, Whistler just takes his eye off the footy before disposing.
Brooks copped a little high fend off there.
Valentine gets a handball out of the pack, and it looks like it's going to be locked up here now.
It's probably exactly the result Kapunda needed there because it looked like it was about to turn the other way.
Looks like Wyatt Ryan is dropping back into the goal square again.
And Kapunda still playing with a man behind the contest. Currently Tyrell Hocking, the little man.
Yes, he's changed role for him today, playing out on a wing, which isn't normally his go. It looks like Riley McFarlane's down, and looks like he might have done a hamstring.
Oh no, the medal favourite.
He's taken his helmet off.
And that's usually not a good sign. Players don't like taking their helmet off. As Kapunda looking to go forward now.
That would be Tanunda as Lee Westhoff roves the ball and looks like an easy goal here, which he has got.
Yes.
Goal. Just dribbled that through. Would drive Jason Dunstall bananas.
But the big news out of this, I do think Riley McFarlane looks very sore on that outer wing. As the Tanunda guy's got his hand up, signalling to the bench and the trainers.
And there is someone heading in his direction. If McFarlane is hurt and can't finish the game, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Tanunda because he's been doing a mountain of work around the stoppages.
Yeah, he's easily still the best man on the ground.
Not just getting touches, but his tackling and preventing Kapunda's breaking of the contest has been great.
I know the camera's not on him, but it does look like he might be done for the day. He's hobbling off very gingerly.
It looks like he's got a corky. Maybe in his right quad.
Westhoff gets a free and has a kick for goal, and
Jack May's done an excellent job roving, and that is the siren for half-time. And
just registers one behind. So at half-time at Dutton Park, Kapunda 6-goal 4-40, leading Tanunda 4-goal 28 on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard. 4-goal 4 Tanunda. We'll be back after half-time.
think I'm a good player? He just get emotional. We have a half an hour chat. He's gotten better. He used to be. I'd have a fucking heart. I'd be used to playing in the footy club in Anglican on my own, in rain, and like 40 minutes and walk and talking to birds and all the boys and everybody, one of the boys got sideways. If they don't hit me on the chest, they don't hit me. I'm a full forward. There, cat. It's a low bar. What's the word on the car? What was it?
As we see the start of the third quarter here, Whistler going up against Falkenberg.
Falkenberg gets the tap, but Tanunda player able to pick the ball up and just run straight into a tackle. Another ball up.
You will notice there's no McFarlane out here after half time for Tanunda. News out of the camp is it's a bit of knee-on-knee action. He's out the back doing a fitness test as we speak, so that'll be a big loss for Tanunda if he doesn't come up for the rest of the game.
It'll be a big loss for their season if it is an ongoing injury.
Yes, as you said, Teeks, he'd probably be doing very, very well in the medal and also Tanunda's best and fairest. He's a previous medal winner and he's actually a gun player. He's been best on in the first half.
And a great guy too, so it would be terrible to see him miss games.
As we see Kapunda forward, and umpire Sullivan has called high tackle, I think.
And we have Kapunda player down
holding his ankle, and he's up again.
Tanunda looking to clear. Through Gers.
Does look like Gers.
Yeah, the head's big enough.
Long up towards the wing. Ball gets spoiled forward. Harry Wacky grabs the ball out of the pack
As
and
he turned back into trouble.
umpire Sullivan calls held to him. Whistler and Falkenberg go at it again. Tanunda clear the scrimmage, but it doesn't clear very far before Earl runs into Borg.
Yet another ball up.
See another scrimmage. The ball doesn't look like it's getting anywhere again here.
No, just sort of descending into ball up after ball up, and a bit of sunshine on the ground now. Maybe we'll see some marks taken.
Looks like Matt Westhoff tries to go over the top but mistimes his jump. Jackson Doherty gets the ball and gets the first clear kick of the quarter. And Kapunda repel the ball. Bell kicks the ball directly out of bounds on the full. Appears to be no left foot there for Bell.
It's strange how in this day and age that so many A-grade footballers don't have an opposite foot. Especially the left footers.
Really good tackle there from Tanunda as they force the stoppage inside their forward 50. As Evans and Westhoff went head to head there in a good duel. Westhoff thumps the ball forward. Comes to Kapunda's Lane Curtis has the ball. It's kicked out of his hand. And we'll have another stoppage.
Only 35 metres from Tanunda's goal.
This third quarter hasn't started at any great heights. Lots of scrimmages, but the sun is out, so it's better seeing conditions anyway. Very nice tackle there.
So
from
it's easier
Paul.
to see a poor quality of football.
Yeah, probably.
As Callum Michael rejoins us in commentary after he's fueled up.
Yes, a little wait on the hot chips at the canteen, so a little bit late to the party.
That's okay, we'll just blame Lee Underwood.
Can do.
Everything's his fault.
As we see umpire Patterson throw the ball in the air again. Westhoff and Whistler go at it. Westhoff gets a kick. It's going forward. Jacob Heinze punches the ball out and Tyrell Hocking roves it well. He's kicked forward to Stribley, who gets pushed under it by Gers.
Mark is paid to
Trent
Gers,
Gers
but he was the
plays on.
second player to touch the footy.
Westhoff's got his name all over this one, but Evans comes in from the side. And good defensive
Westhoff
work.
on the bottom of that pack, I think.
It's definitely a lot of wins to defensive players. Some very dark clouds have now passed over Kapunda, heading away, heading westerly.
Westhoff grabs the ball out of the air from the throw-up, but does kick it out of bounds on the full across the face. So we'll see Kapunda coach Fraser Evans relieve some pressure.
Kapunda just treading water at the moment.
There's a big pack on this centre wing, so that doesn't look like there's much movement besides that. So Evans is probably going to have to come to this centre wing where both Whistler and Ryan are.
Whistler trying to provide an option. There's a little chip kick inside.
Lee
Cut
Westhoff
off
has
by
it.
Tanunda.
Goes underground. That's Kapunda clear. Cam Matters. Oh, that's nearly a hanger.
And that
That was
was
a great leap.
clash.
And
Westhoff
Cam
with
Matters.
Come down
defensive
hard.
penalty.
Gets up though, proving he's tougher than the ground.
Lucky there's plenty of moisture in the ground, nice and soft.
2 weeks ago, he would have been pretty sore.
Borg wins the tap over the back. Gets the ball forward to, looks like Tyrell Hock. No, it's not Tyrell Hocking. That looks like Josh Dodd.
Was taken high. Looking to drive the ball down this side of the ground.
Mudge takes a good mark. Getting a bit of space on Gers.
Probably looking at
Looks
White
like-
Ryan over the top.
He's got players clear.
Cam Matters looking to sit on someone's head here. And Bell takes a great mark in between the pack.
That was a great mark. Not only beat the opposition, but a couple of his teammates as well. Wyatt Ryan thought he had that bowl.
There was 4 blokes there over 6'2", and the 5'9" takes the pack mark.
Wyatt Ryan looks really dirty that he didn't get that one, because it would have been close to goal and he would have been a real chance to kick it.
And I think Darcy Heyman thought the same thing because I think he was going to Ryan and took his eyes off the ball.
So we see Bell here about 15 metres out, almost directly in front. Should be a soda. And he's kicked truly to give
And
Kapunda a good start here in
even
this
you
third
couldn't
quarter.
put him off. But it's a good start for Kapunda in this third quarter. Drawing first blood.
No, after some scrappy work for probably the first, what's he gone now, 5 minutes is it?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. After the first 6 minutes of scrappy play, Kapunda finally gets some free foot flowing footy.
And
And Mudge hits young Bell coming out of the goal square.
And that's going to have to be Kapunda's plan, is to absorb Tanunda's pressure and then strike on the rebound.
McFarlane does look like he's gone back onto the ground just now, but he is going to the full forward. So we'll just have to keep an eye on him to see how freely he's moving.
That will be interesting to see whether he can provide a different dynamic in the forward line and maybe change things up a little bit.
Yes, he's also proved this year that he's been very dangerous up forward. Crumbing and leading, he leads very well and he's a very good set shot.
With his strength, he'd be very hard one-on-one in a marking contest.
Yes, especially if you're the poor bugger that is the small back and you get manned up on him.
Really good tackle from Borg. Probably could have been holding the ball, but the umpires said he didn't have enough time
Probably
to
didn't
get rid of
quite have enough of an opportunity, but still a great tackle. As Whistler too strong and
As
got
Bo-
away with a little bit there.
it. Borg comes away from the contest, kicks the ball forward. Pilgrim and Zanandrea.
Disappointing kick
Pilgrim
from Borg.
very strong and composed there, coming out of the back lines, kicking wide.
Down.
Joel Griffiths is on the boundary line.
He walks the tightrope, but kicks it out on the full. Probably would have been better off trying to keep running there rather than kick.
All right, we've got Tyrell Hocking who's got the ball just in front of us here in the commentary position. He'll probably look to kick to Wyatt Ryan. He does look inside, opens the ground up.
And again from Kapunda, willing to use the corridor here, taking their time.
Very willing to use the short chip kicks, and Tanunda looked to be just a little bit lazy on those little short chips through the middle.
And Wyatt Ryan backs up that really well, chases down with a tackle, but Tanunda able to clear into the outer side, and looks like they will keep it in. And Kapunda coming forward again.
Fraser Evans finds Aidan Mudge just inside the boundary line. Does look like Lee Westhoff's walked over the mark here, but umpire doesn't have a very good view of it.
That will be a reversal.
Yes, and very undisciplined from Tanunda there.
That'd be undisciplined from Kapunda.
From Kapunda, sorry.
And it's not a great person for Kapunda because Lee Westhoff's probably one of the best kicks in the league, so he doesn't normally miss targets.
Westhoff goes forward and Evans gets the ball forward. And
Kapunda are able to crumb at the front of that pack.
And Lee Westhoff sees it out of bounds.
Kapunda have been a bit undisciplined today. That's 2 50-metre penalties and a reversal now. Not something that would be really high on Fraser Evans' tick book, so we'll just have to see if they can just be a bit more disciplined here in the second half.
And some great hands there in close.
And that should have been holding the ball.
That should have been
I
holding.
think
Should have
Coach
been holding
Sam
the ball.
Calhoun agrees.
Yes, we won't tell you what he said exactly, but I think it was, you're
Some-
kidding me, maybe.
Yeah, some choice language for the younger viewers.
And hopefully the microphone didn't pick that up, but that's the passion of footy. If it did, it did.
Whistler taps forward and
Ryan applies a big tackle. Almost like a wrestling move.
to young Aaron Fechner.
Not so young. He just looks young.
Okay, the small Aaron Fechner then.
Yes. Hang on, they're all small compared to us. As Kapunda probably 35 metres from goal here.
And time to get out through Lachlan Kemp.
His kick gets dragged. Bell gets the handball to Borg. Borg gets tackled straight away, and umpire Sullivan will have another throw up just outside the 50-metre mark there at Kapunda's scoring end.
Just some high-pressure football from both sides here, not letting either team get out into the open.
Tanunda have made another couple of changes. I see Matt Westhoff has pushed forward now to try and stretch Kapunda's defence.
And Kapunda's defence really can't afford that.
He's getting picked up by young Jacob Heinze. Good mark to Justin Westhoff in front of Evans.
Westhoff kicks over towards half forward. But
McFarlane gives away a free kick.
pushed the back from McFarlane, probably
Arguably
out of
pushing the side.
frustration, not able to break ahead of his opponent there with that leg injury. Kapunda driving down the outer wing, looking for White Ryan, who flies early.
Mudge nearly crumbs the ball. Ball gets kicked forward.
Ben Biaggi, excellent off the ground.
Benny
And
the
hits-
Onion Bargy.
And hits McFarlane.
That is a great mark there from McFarlane.
It's a short kick
And
now to Justin Westhoff, who floated down unchecked. And we'll have a shot probably 25 metres from goal on a moderate angle.
Looks like Tanunda do have another guy down in back play here. It looks like it's Lockie Kemp, who's holding his knee or ankle. As Westhoff has a shot for goal, and he's kicked it across the face, and it's just snuck in for a behind.
Only just. And on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard, Kapunda leading 7-4 46 to Tanunda 4-5 29.
And as we said before, it does look like Lockie Kemp's been carried off here. As Evans goes up the middle to Fraser Evans. Sorry, Evans goes up to Cam Matters. Cam Matters kicks to Borg.
Oh, really hard contest there from Borg.
Good little kick here forward.
White Ryan picks it up cleanly off the deck, gets the handball away despite the tackle.
And that's a good tackle from Strively as well.
Great hard footy.
Looks like Sam Calhoun looks a little bit frustrated. They probably should have called for a stretcher.
Yes, you've got to call for a stretcher if you want to stop the play.
Todd Falkenberg wins the tap. Unusually fumbly from Isaac Feltus.
As the Kapunda player coming through fumbled that. See a push in the back, not paid. Tanunda taking a mark in defence. Looking to clear now. Going
Fechner
long.
comes long down the line. to Matt Westhoff.
And Westhoff drops what he should have taken.
And looks like Falkenberg tackled Evans without a chance to get rid of it. So we've got the ball on centre wing here on the members' side of the ground. Whistler looks like he's pushed Falkenberg in the back.
Absolutely blatant, right in front of the umpire. Threw him out the way.
Falkenberg goes long to the 50. Trembath off their hands.
Justin Westhoff kicks it out of the middle of the pack, and it's
just
gone across the
bounced
face
against him.
And Kapunda on the rebound across half back.
They've got a bit of space here if they can hit their targets.
They've moved the ball well on there. Looks like they've got Ryan
now
and
looking
ball.
over the top. This is the one that matters. And unfortunately,
good pressure here along across half forward for Kapunda. That's another good tackle.
Brilliant tackle there.
Dodd, that's a really good handball. If they can get a Shepherd in here.
Kapunda look like they
Adam
have a lot of
Stribley
numbers
laid 2
running
good
forward.
tackles in that chain of play, which saved Kapunda. And now Kapunda are probably 45 metres from goal, purely because Stribley put his body on the line twice.
So it's pretty evident that Kapunda are running forward a lot harder than Tanunda are running back, and it's paying dividends so far.
And it does look like the sun must have gone behind the clouds again, because it's just got really dark all of a sudden.
Yes, it has.
Whistler got body position. Valentine gets tackled without the footy. Still a chance here. Gets it forward to Stribley, and Stribley on the left foot kicks a nice goal. That's a lovely little handball there from Valentine.
Excellent play
that
from
forward.
Valentine out of the contest, and probably a good move for Kapunda to have Valentine at the stoppages. His strength and experience might be what they need to get the ball out to the running players.
And Stribley did get a bit of a reward from those, like you said, those 2 hard tackles he
Yes.
made, and ended up getting on the end of it. So
Well, he did, but he's the only reason that Kapunda was still in that contest. And the oval still holding up well here at Kapunda. The patch in front of us has extended in size a little bit, but it's still pretty good underfoot.
yep, we haven't seen too many people slipping too much. Like I said, just a couple of boggy areas.
That's why I haven't tried to walk across the oval. We don't want to see me start slipping. It's Tanunda clearing out of the middle with a hack kick.
Evans, who gets tackled straight
Great
away
tackle
by
Justin Westhoff.
Westhoff, and
That's-
the umpire calls a ball up.
That's a great contest between those two. Two very high-class footballers going at it one-on-one.
Yes, 2 of the premier big men in the comp. Westhoff can pretty much play anywhere, and Evans, who's a Dower defender, who is won a Jack Oatey medal, and also he's a gun sturt on key defender.
But could play any position in this competition aside from ruck, arguably.
Yep, you're probably right. He has played at centre forward, and he has played on a half-back flank for us this year. So
And could rove. There's another ball up. We see Whistler coming in, wins the tap.
Lochiel went to work on the inside.
Stribley's working back hard here now after kicking the last goal. Fishes the ball out for Kapunda.
And Kapunda
Comes to
trying
Matters.
to get the ball out. Here they go.
Dodd gets the ball here. He'll kick it long and out in
Bit
Bit
space.
of a hack kick.
He may well have seen Jay Money by himself there.
Meany's
Jay's got a bit of
got
time.
room. And handballs backwards well.
As we see Borg out in front. And takes a good
Kapunda,
mark.
that's really good play there. They took their time, didn't panic.
Valentine's calling for it in long, as is White Ryan.
And that's 2 pretty handy targets.
Borg may well be having a crack here.
Looks like he is going to have a go. He's probably got the wind at his back, if anything.
Not sure if he'll make the distance. He's going to kick it from outside 50.
He's kicked across.
Gone to the hot spot.
Valentine gets his hands on it, but unfortunately can't bring it down.
Tanunda players at the front of the contest look like they're going to
Jack
clear.
May on the rebound, heading for Ben Biaggi.
Jack May, he definitely did.
As we see another scrimmage on the far outer wing. Looks like it was Tyrell Hocking there covering for Fraser Evans on Justin Westhoff. I'm not sure what Tyrell would have done if the ball went forward, but He was at least going to put some body on him, I suppose. Good tackle.
Somebody, not much.
Oh, there's a knee to the head there to Jackson Doherty.
Good tackle there from Tyson Barnes.
And that should have been a free kick to Tanunda, I would have thought.
Falkenberg gets his hand on this one.
Falkenberg's battled hard in the ruck.
He has battled hard. He's been beaten at the stoppages, but he hasn't given it to Whistler on a plate.
He's managed to negate a lot of the contests.
Yes, he's a deceivingly smart footballer.
It's
Uses
very
his
hard
body
to say
very
that
well.
about ruckman.
Yes.
Most of us guys over 6'3", not the brightest.
I'll speak for yourself, Teeks.
Well, I'm willing to put my hand up for that. That's not a problem. There's Tanunda clearing here. High up and under kick.
Aimed for Justin Westhoff. Keeps it in
Ball
front.
spoiled.
Tanunda still a control.
Is that Fechner on the end of that there in the centre?
Yes.
Aaron Fechner has the ball mid-wing.
He's driving
Going
deep
long.
forward.
And that's Matt Westhoff under the ball. He's beaten
Just-
to it. Max Neville kicks a big torry out.
That's a big clearing ball.
And returns it to Aaron Fechner.
But Fechner was under a lot of pressure there.
He's
Tips
The
the ball
Lockie
inside.
Yell, and Kapunda looked to clear here.
And Josh Hoke, this is forward line pressure there, excellent. And Westhoff has a shot on goal, and converts.
Westhoff kicks a much needed goal there for Tanunda. It was good work from young.
Yes.
Is that young Hope?
Young Josh Hokeless, that tackle held the ball up in his first A-grade game.
That was a good tackle because Kapunda were out if Hocking got that. And it does look like McFarlane's coming off again, so I don't think he's going to be any good for the day.
And that brings Tanunda back to within 3 goals now. Kapunda 8 goal 4, 52 to Tanunda 5 goal 5, 35 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard here at a very gloomy Dutton Park.
Man on all the way with him.
And Matt, is there any chance of you sending a message to the powers that be and seeing if we can get the lights on?
Probably not.
Not for the players, just for ourselves.
You need to take your sunglasses off, Takes. It's not that dark. As we see Whistler and Falkenberg go at it again. Cam Matters gets the ball out on the wing, trying to bust through. Does get a little handball there. Stribley working really hard at the bottom of the pack and nearly got it forward again.
Nearly taken high there as well. Stribley's been very courageous at the contest today. Done a lot of hard work that probably won't be recognised in the best players at the end of the day, but he's been vital so far for the Bombers.
As Whistler gets
Cam Matters read
Cam
the
Matters.
tap off of...
White Ryan stands in front of that pack and takes a great contested
Brad
mark.
Valentine took an early fly. I don't think I remember Brad Valentine getting off the ground in the last 6 or 7 years.
Flies like an eagle.
But that was only about 30 seconds too early. Premature, perhaps.
Yes, did go a bit early. See White Ryan here. If he can kick this, it will continue a good day for him. And that's
Giving
coming
that a
back,
real
and
chance.
That's a lovely kick for goal.
He judged that with the wind very well. And what's that for the day now for Ryan? Is that
That's 3-goal
3?
for Ryan. It's been a good day. As a 20-year-old kid, that's a good day in the office. So I'd expect Central Districts and other clubs to be having a look at him because he's doing some good stuff here in the BLG. In the
has
last
got a
few
lot
weeks.
of raw potential?
He's another one that was added to the zone squad during the week for the Central Zone, who they're looking at as an under 21, but he looks about 30 because with the big body.
And the big mullet.
Falkenberg wins the tap. Earl gets a clearance. We see Tanunda go forward. Bell in front
And
for
a
Kapunda.
well
And
cut off for the Bombers. Cam Matters struggling to get ahead of his defender on that occasion. There's some good, strong body. Just stood up in the tackle.
Dodd gets
Wins a free
forward.
kick.
No, I think the
ball
umpires couldn't see him. See it. He's not. We don't want him guessing, so he made the right decision.
Umpire Patterson and Sullivan, both been good today. No howlers.
That's probably in the back.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit stiff for Jackson Doherty there.
Probably an innocent victim. And a kick falls short. And that kick was just smothered.
See Tanunda work it out from half back here. Cam Matters flicks the ball back
Flicked
in.
the ball back in when his teammates were screaming for him to get it out.
Good work there from Tanunda. I think that might be Gers. He didn't let the ball out.
A lot of muscle and a lot of anger in the little man.
Toddy.
And Aaron Whistler standing up in the contest, trying to get it out. We see Lockie Earl working hard and his leg taken out from under him.
We'll have another throw up here in Kapunda's forward pocket.
Only a few metres in from the boundary, just inside the 50-metre line. A lot of players around this contest.
Falkenberg wins a good tap, but it does go out of bounds. Falkenberg just nullifying Whistler's hit-outs in the last 5 to 10 minutes. He's a big kid, young Falkenberg.
Yes, he's a very big boy.
Has got the potential to become a very good long-term ruckman for the Magpies.
Yes, indeed.
That's a good third man up punch from Valentine there. Probably something that Kapunda are going to have to look to employ more with Valentine around the stoppages.
Tanunda do have a bit of size, but they did lose a few ruckmen in the off-season. Sam Dunn and Sausages Wilmot, I think, went back to Min Man, didn't he?
Back to Min Man, yep. And Sam went down to Gawler. As we hit three-quarter time.
And currently on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard, Kapunda leading 9-4 58 to Tanunda 5-5 35. We'll be back after the break.
So Brooks is going for 5 and Hatton will come at a pint. They'll go forward, Doc on.
Welcome back to the the BLG match of the day here at Dutton Park. Start of the final quarter. Kapunda with a comfortable 23-point lead on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard. 9-goal 4-58 to Tanunda. 5-goal 5-35. A lot of stoppages in this second half, but Kapunda in that third quarter able to stretch their advantage.
Yes.
We see another powerful tackle. The Tanunda player driven into the ground there.
Yes, Tanunda have a lot of work to do if they want to be getting back on top here.
Lee Westhoff absolutely slammed into the turf then. Aaron Whistler working hard in the ruck for the Bombers.
Lachlan Earl working very hard on the inside in the midfield for Tanunda.
Earl's done a power of work in this second half. I think he's taken the Riley McFarlane workload on.
Doc, roll up! Doc, roll up!
And Falkenberg just taken down after he
A great tackle by
got
Sam
rid of the
Brooks.
ball. But Kapunda pushing forward now. Deep into the forward line.
Benson Heinze trying to force the ball out of bounds.
Kapunda trying to work it through hands. They chip the ball across the face of goal. Just desperate play, ball bouncing loose. Tanunda look like they're looking to clear now, but tackled.
And Lee Westhoff is out and kicks long down the line towards Jackson Doherty.
And that's a good mark taken by Fraser Evans in front of Justin Westhoff there just to stymie the pressure a little.
Jackie! Oh, no.
And you've got a score update from another ground for us.
I do have the
Matt?
scores updates from all the grounds, and we actually have got a couple of upsets happening around the grounds. So Barossa Districts are 2 points up over Angaston.
Okay, that's definitely an upset.
We've got South Gawler 11 goals up over Newry.
That's probably more than expected.
But the other upset is Gawler Central's nearly 6 goal up over Williston at 3/4 time.
Okay, that's definitely probably more than I predicted, but I did predict Gawler Central to win.
Did you know I would have had Williston winning that one, but
I would have had Wilson winning too.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take a risk, and that was a good little throw there from the Tanunda player on his knees. And Gers clearing the ball, kicking around the corner, but marked
by Jacob Heinze in front of Matt Westhoff.
Heinze looking to pump the ball back into Kapunda's forward 50.
Stribley takes a good mark over the top of Gers.
Good double grab. Stribley really come into the game in the second half.
He has his big white Ryan, nearly takes a hanger.
But more importantly, he brings it to ground.
And gets up with it.
He's fought hard, not just in the air today, he's done a lot of the grunt work on the ground level. Definitely impressive. Would this be his best game so far for the Bomber?
Probably his first game he ever played for us when he was still 17. He took bloody 15 contested marks against Freeling one day and kicked 3 or 4 goals on debut. So,
but this would be his best game against an A-grade team.
This was 2 years ago when Freeling was going a lot better than they are at the moment.
We have Lee Westhoff breaking out of half-back, going down the line, and he is hit Kapunda on the chest.
Yes, Lane Curtis drops back there in front of the
Been
pack.
too much of that today from good players like Lee Westhoff, who normally is reliable at hitting a target every time.
It's a poor kick from Curtis,
Too
who
many
turns the ball
players
over.
have hit opposition players.
Yes, I'll agree with that, Teeks. Some very elite ball users in the Tanunda team haven't been...
Great work from young Tyrell Hocking there, roving the ball off the front of the pack and hitting Harry Watke out on the wing.
Watke looking inboards now.
He does, comes into Hocking.
Hocking worked hard to make position and get the ball back.
And he kicks, and White Ryan takes another one out in front.
White Ryan looking to tear this game a new one at the moment.
He really is stamping his name on this game. And Tyrell Hocking gets picked up by the Kapunda coach and patted on the head because it was his hard work there on 2 occasions that got the ball forward. White Ryan has his shot and looks like he's kicked
Umpire
truly.
has not moved. It's a beautiful kick. That's the fourth.
That's his fourth. And
4-goal one.
And he is standing a good player. He's had Darcy Hummin on him most of the day, who I really do rate as a
Really
defender.
good key defender.
Very, very good defender.
Probably underrated across the competition, but is one of the premier key defenders in the comp.
Yes, very smart, deceivingly good mover, very good ball user.
Very strong in the upper body.
Yes.
He, along with Paddy White and Matt Blinkine, have really been holding down centre half back as well for their respective clubs.
Yep.
But as well as Fraser Evans probably, but that goes without saying. They're probably the premier 4 centre half backs in the league.
And then you've got the likes of Sean Childs, a veteran at Williston, who is still an outstanding footballer.
As Whistler gets right over the top of Falkenberg there, wins it down to Dodd, but Dodd is tackled straight away, and the umpire calls for a secondary stoppage.
And the Tanunda ruckman, Whistler just took the chair out from under him and butters up with the handball. And Trent, Jack May receiving a free kick for a unlucky. Both players tripped, and it just happened that May was the guy in front.
I didn't actually see that one, so I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm the unbiased one here, Matt, so it's okay.
He goes high into the forward 50, aiming for Justin Westhoff.
Heinze nearly. Matt Westhoff now has a kick and
has
missed.
Absolutely slaughtered that.
Bit of pressure there from young Lane Curtis.
A little bit of pressure, but a player of Matt Westhoff's quality should have been able to kick that goal.
Yes, I do agree with that.
And Callum wisely saying nothing.
Max Neville plays on, but kicks the ball straight to Joel Griffiths. And we've got Lane Curtis again taking another saving mark.
Curtis has been impressive today.
He has, his second half especially. It's been awesome.
The helmet has stood up nicely.
And another example of Tanunda's foot skills letting him down today.
And
great grab by
Trent Gers
and
with a
he's
powerful
hit
grab.
BLG.
And
Almost.
he gave his teammate a chance, but not taken.
Oh, Harry Wacky, that's a good intercept.
Some great, courageous play here from some young footballers who are really standing up and making a name for themselves today.
We've got a battle out here in the wing. White Ryan and young Griffiths.
And
Justin
Westhoff walks away with it, goes long back into the 50.
Oh,
And that's an excellent grab by Josh Trembath pushing out.
Fraser Evans.
Fraser Evans.
That
Just too strong.
It was too strong, and that was a really good mark.
Had a great positioning and just outbodied the key defender from Kapunda.
Evans was probably hoping for someone to come over the back and spoil as well, but
This
unfortunately the others stayed down.
probably kicking from just inside 50 and might trouble him on the comeback from that hamstring. And no trouble whatsoever.
Right through the middle. Teeks, whatever you say when they're kicking for goal, nearly the opposite happens.
I am open to offers to say certain things.
Oh, looks like I might be offering you a little bit more, to be honest.
I'm not cheap, but I am easy.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay, Tanunda closing the gap, now 6-goal, 6-42, trailing Kapunda 10-goal, 4-64 on the Grant Birchwine scoreboard. Just a 22-point margin, but we are well into the last quarter here.
8 minutes
We're
in.
just over 8 minutes into the last, so Tanunda are going to have to pull something out here if they want to come back and snatch a victory.
Tanunda made the move. Justin Westhoff into the ruck, so I think he'll probably try and finish the day in the ruck just to get around the ground and get a few kicks and keep propelling Kapunda forward.
And gets his hand to that, but doesn't win the tap.
As what's that call?
Sam Brooks got a push in the back there. And he's playing on wide. Bailey Smith comes long down line and
Young Sean
uncontested
Bell.
mark.
Bell, who's stood up well in this last half actually.
Not much of a kick though. Young Bailey Smith. That's a good
Excellent
half volley.
volley and sends
And we
it into the forward 50 to Trembath and Westhoff.
Great tackle there from Bell and Curtis. As we have a
Great tackle to
stoppage
stop.
here.
Very good, desperate
Aaron
football.
Feckner.
I do feel Tanunda are just getting on top here a little bit.
Just putting a bit of pressure on as they have at times during the game, but if Kapunda can tread water and just get a stop here, I think they'll be okay.
Umpire Sullivan calls for another ball, secondary ball up here.
And we shouldn't be surprised by that at all. It's been the tale of the day. As Westhoff gets his hand to that again.
I think that was almost a throw there.
Jersey, that looks good. Great spot, Diesel.
Westhoff and Whistler again. Westhoff jumps in, turns the body.
Lockie L,
Hits the ball
excellent.
down to L.
Robe on the inside there.
Westhoff definitely starting to have an impact in the ruck.
Yes, I think you can tell just by how Whistler's acting. He don't want to get body on body with him and wants to get some distance so he can jump.
Whistler took front position there, and neither ruckman able to go for the ball.
Lockie L was probably a little bit unlucky not holding the man there.
Gers kicks the ball forward, and Evans does drop a chest mark, but takes the ball forward towards the Kapunda players, and it gets smothered off the boot as it goes out of bounds.
As Tyrell Hocking attempting to clear, so Hocking doing a power of work on his wing.
It's been very dangerous working out of the back 50 for Kapunda.
Yep.
Using the ball very well by foot.
He hasn't really been his game for part of the season. He's been more centre forward, but today he has played on that wing and got back and helped out well.
Justin Westhoff should have been pushed in and gets
he's
called
going to
pushing
receive the
back.
free kick and have a shot on goal. This is Westhoff's chance to really have an impact on the game by putting the goal through.
By the looks of the Tanunda boys were calling for a play on advantage. By the looks they just kicked the goal.
No, they actually hit the post.
Oh, did
Kapunda
they?
was
Oh.
calling for the advantage.
Oh,
It's not often that the opposition want you to have the advantage.
As we see Westhoff here, 35 metres out. And
he
he's kicked
converts.
truly.
Kick truly.
That's his third.
and that puts Tanunda back within 3 goals.
And he's got Tanunda right back into this game with his last quarter.
As we see on the Grant Bergewine scoreboard, Kapunda 10 goal 4 64, Tanunda 7 goal 6 48. So the game tightening up a little bit now, midway through the last quarter, currently nearly 12 minutes into the fourth.
Not enough time here for Kapunda to go too defensive, but they really do have to.
They need to kick a goal now.
Yep, they need to get the ball out of Westhoff's hand and clear the zone.
Whistler needs to get his clear hand to this ball and at least give Kapunda some momentum. And he does just that. Gets the ball down, but it'll be another stoppage. In the fourth quarter against Newry 2 weeks ago, Whistler went to the punch and was punching it 30 metres forward of the stoppage. Perhaps that's got to be his game now.
Westhoff clearly holding Whistler there, but the umpire must have been blindsided.
And Jackson Doherty in the bottom of the pack with 2 Kapunda blokes on top of him.
Does look like Kapunda have put an extra back, but now it looks like Tanunda have pushed for an extra forward. So
Yeah, Bailey
Bit of
Smith's
chest
come
being
up to the
played.
ground and there are 4
Westhoff
tools
gets a hack
running
out of
forward.
the stoppage there.
Jack May has run back
Jack
with a
May,
flight. with a great
courageous
grab.
mark going back.
And he's looking for the spare forward there in Bailey Smith. And he's been cleaned up and having a set shot on goal.
Exactly what Kapunda didn't need.
no, momentum's definitely turned. It's in Tanunda's favour at the moment.
And I think Bailey Smith is a pretty good person to have the ball in the hands of. He's normally a very good set shot on goal.
I did see earlier in the season he kicked a bag of 7 goals. Who was that
Yeah,
against?
something like that against Freeling, I think.
Yep.
I think it was Freeling, I'm not sure if it was, I can't remember. And he converts.
Kicks truly. It's back to under 2 goals now here as Tanunda got the momentum.
Here come the Pies.
The Hot Pies.
Back within 10 points now. On the Grant Bergewine scoreboard. As we are nearly 14 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Kapunda definitely need a steadier here, and Westhoff's influence in the ruck is paying dividends at the moment.
Yes, definitely. It's almost a masterstroke by Coach Sam to chuck someone of that fitness and athleticism in to really steady the ship.
You got to wonder whether it's also getting inside some of the young Kapunda players' heads. To have a player of that recognition influencing the contest at this stage of the game when it's on the line.
Yes, especially when the ball hits the ground. For someone who's 6'7", he's still just as good as every other midfielder out there.
Looks like both Westhoff and Falkenberg were both at that stoppage.
Double teaming Whistler now,
But-
really trying to take advantage.
They gave a free away, and Cam Matters takes it. He kicks out to Dodd on this close member side wing. He kicks forward to Tyrell Hocking.
He made a lot of ground to make that. And free kick paid.
No, they paid the mark.
Paid the mark.
Yeah, they paid the mark, and he's
Much to the
He
chagrin of the
spilt it.
Tanunda coaching panel.
Oh, that's the second one today that they've called a bit prematurely. Mudge has the
Probably
ball.
one each way.
Yep, Mudge has the ball. Looks like White Ryan did get decked behind play there, but the umpire didn't see it.
Mudge goes deep.
Valentine
Oh.
takes a good contested mark.
that
was
did look very
big-
touched by Darcy Heyman.
Big jump from Darcy Harmon there. But Valentine's claimed it and the umpire's paid it, so he's going back. And this is an interesting option for him. I'm not going to comment because I don't want to upset anyone. I've got enough people angry at me already.
I'd like to say, Teeks, you say he'll kick this goal.
What is he, 20 metres out probably, on a fairly obtuse angle.
He's a senior citizen.
Not the easiest kick on the ground. And
Goes.
it looks like he's just kicked it
Just
to the near side.
He's just missed that one. So that's probably a goal that Kapunda really needed. But the momentum, they've now got the ball in their half of the ground. That's what they need to lock it in there now. Callum, where do Tanunda get their spark after the Westhoff move? What else is up their sleeve?
Coming off a half back, I would like to see someone like Brett Dowse or Trent Gers really break through the middle there. They're both very good ball users, and they normally create a lot of rebound off of half back. Definitely, I think if Kapunda were worried about that, they are the two people coming out of the back 50 I'll be worrying about.
As we see a ball in just outside the 50-metre line on the outer side in Kapunda's forward line. Very high ball up. Whistler gets his hand to it, knocks it down. Tanunda looking to clear. Just a scrappy kick off the ground. And it's going to advantage that Kapunda player who gets taken high.
And
So
I think
he's
it was-
won a free kick.
No, I think that was out of bounds on the fall off of Fechner's foot, who come into the contest late.
But won a free kick there for the Kapunda player with courage. Long down the ground.
White Ryan,
White Ryan
almost
again.
takes another massive pack mark.
And it's a good tackle there on Jay Maney. I can't tell which Tanunda bloke that was, but it was a good tackle.
That was Sam Brooks,
Sammy
no
Brooks.
surprise.
Tackling
Young
machine.
bull.
The little bulldog.
As we see Whistler get over the top of Falkenberg again, but it's a scrappy play in Kapunda's forward line here. As Kapunda need to clear out the front of that stoppage, which they're doing here now, with four blokes going back to the goal square and leaving a bit of space for the guys to run into.
And a lot of wrestling going in on the stoppage, and we saw the Tanunda ruckman Falkenberg put to the ground. Whistler not able to get to the ball because the Tanunda ruckman are denying him access.
And Lockie L did
Lockie L
come
went,
over the
yeah.
back with a good thump.
Very good third man up.
And I think you were right, Cal. Tanunda coach just asking for some running off half back.
Yeah, it looks like Trent Gers is in there on the inside 45, trying to get loose there to break a line if we win
He's
the
always
stoppage.
been loose.
Yes, he's an interesting defender.
That's
for sure.
more off the field.
Yeah, good point.
Tanunda win the ball here. Good
Underside.
good tackle there from Lane Curtis on looks like Jackson Doherty.
Did very well not to give away a free kick.
So Jackson Doherty today has been very good on collecting the inside ball. He's found himself on the bottom of the pack on numerous occasions.
Looks like we've got a free kick here to
And
Tanunda.
I'm not sure what for, but
No, it looks like
it hasn't
it's
just been called
young
back,
Griffo.
hasn't been paid down the line.
Griffo looks like he's got the ball here off half back for Tanunda.
He'll be looking to go long, metres gained. And Matt Westhoff
Well
was the
spoiled.
man in demand there, and he was held well by Fraser Evans by the looks. Oh no, he's on the other Westhoff.
Young Watki gets a clearing kick. Matters has got the ball now in a bit of space on the open wing.
That's what Kapunda have been desperate for all day, is Matters to break into the open.
Bailey Jones has got his man under the footy, but couldn't quite keep the ball in.
But the ball's in Kapunda's forward line. I think that's what they're hoping for at the moment, just to build up pressure and force a goal.
Doesn't look like we've got any spares back at the moment, so Kapunda are trying to hem the ball into their half, and it looks like another free kick in the back here.
Free kick to Todd Falkenberg from the ruck tap by the looks. Kapunda being very time consuming to give the ball back, trying to wind the clock down by the looks.
And Kapunda defender in front position there, just brings the ball to ground.
And that was an excellent
kick from Cam Matters. He's found Aidan Mudge.
He's starting to impact the game now. I think his elite running and fitness, a few other players starting to drop off that 2%, and he's still bubbling along.
Yep, he's got a couple of clear ones here now. And Mudge passes off to Bailey Jones. They are going deep into that pocket.
They're not improving the angle at all. But I think Jones will be happy to take his time here and milk 30 seconds.
Bailey Jones is a very crafty young player, so if someone gets free here, he will look to find them.
So the Tanunda players have got to keep their heads on a swivel here. Every chance that there will be a pass to someone in good position.
But I would be having a shot with White Ryan the way he's been playing today at the top of the square.
And just falls short.
And Jake Pilgrim goes with the bomb coming out of the 50.
And Mark put down there by the Tanunda players, so we see a pile on, and we'll have another ball up with inside Kapunda's forward 50.
With 21 minutes gone in the fourth quarter.
21 gone in the fourth, and a 11-point lead for Kapunda. Tough times for Tanunda to get back now.
Watki gets a kick out from the scrimmage, and it goes out right by the point post there for Kapunda. So Kapunda will be looking to hem it in here with a few stoppages. And they've done what I thought they should have done before, and they've actually dropped Whistler back behind the play now, and they'll let White Ryan do the rucking in the forward lines, and just make sure that they just drop it to the feet and make sure it doesn't come out easy.
Yes, I think they'll be happy with ball up after ball up.
Ryan takes front position. He's got the ball, scrappy play again, and that's a goal to Kapunda, I reckon. Looks like Stribley's kicked another one.
Stribley, the man of the second half.
I agree with you there, Teeks. He's done a plethora of hard work and getting some rewards, so the Kapunda guys all get around him.
But that was smart play from Kapunda, just hem the ball in their forward line and just applied pressure until finally something broke.
So probably still, what's they going now, 22, maybe about 6 minutes to go, so Tanunda really need to just throw everything at it now.
So personally I'll be putting Justin Westhoff back in the guts to try and get a bit of grunt going, force the ball forward.
Looks like Whistler again going up against Falkenberg.
And gets a clear tap forward, but
down to Dodd who gets jumped on straight away by Doherty.
Straight away, so no advantage.
Does look like exactly what you said. Westhoff's just run himself up to the footy, so I do like the move though. Fraser Evans going with him.
Yes.
Cam Matters gets another.
Looking to clear, but the ball spoiled.
Lockie L doing some grunt work in tight, along with Doherty. Again, very, very good tackling from the Kapunda side. Whistler arguably held there. Trent Gers is
roved it well off the back of that pack,
through the middle there, forcing the ball forward.
Jacob Heinze keeps the ball in front of him. Ball just gets out, but he dives on it here again, and we see another stoppage.
But down in Tanunda's forward half now, so they'll be looking to just push until the dam breaks. But they can't afford to take their time doing it. That's the penalty for Tanunda.
Another stoppage here as Doherty lays a good tackle on Jay Maney, but there was no prior opportunity.
Tanunda need to kick 3 quick goals at minimum.
So the ruckman go at it again. Balls gets flicked out by Kapunda. Mudge has got the ball, gets it wide to Matters, who gets on the end of another one. Stribley's there again. Benson Heinze, that's a really good defensive mark.
Great mark against Stribley, who's had an excellent second half.
Benson does look a bit sore there, so it looks like someone else is going to take the footy.
Brett Dowse with the kick down the line.
Early fly from the Kapunda player, but no penalty at all.
Big Toddy Falkenberg going to work on the ground and forced out of bounds.
Which plays right into Kapunda's hands, just chewing up time.
Yep.
Looks like Heinz's still down behind plate.
Almost 25 minutes gone in the fourth quarter.
May just be cramped because he's holding his foot.
Kapunda leading by 17 points.
Westhoff in looking over the back.
Westhoff
Taps
taps
the
a
ball
clear
down.
tap down.
To Doherty. But the ball is taken by Bell, who has been another one that's been good for Kapunda down back today in this second half. Bell will take a bit of time off the clock, and that's a good win to
The
Kapunda.
final sign,
bell
and
goes.
that's a massive win for the Kapunda Football Club. 11 goal 571 to Tanunda, 8 goal 654 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard. A great win for Kapunda, keeps them in the hunt for finals action, and really hurts Tanunda's hopes of a top 2 finish.
It does, especially with the other results that were looking like they were happening.
Yes,
Tanunda could have nearly got themselves into second spot by tonight.
that's correct.
Yes, correct.
Best
And-
players on for the day, I reckon. Unfortunately for Tanunda, Riley McFarlane was best on ground in the first half.
Riley McFarlane was
Yes,
streeting ahead
comfortably.
towards 3 votes until he had that injury, which we're not sure how serious it is, but knee on knee, was unable to finish the game after coming back on. But my best for the day, I would have to say Wyatt Ryan,
Yep, right, he would be up there with
Kapunda.
mine.
Yes, he'd be up there.
Kicked his 4 goals.
and
took
did a lot of work around the ground, not just the goals.
No, took some contested marks
Did a
and
lot of grunt work.
played some real good footy. Other good ones for Kapunda, like I said, I thought Stribley's second half was really good.
Stribley and Bell in the second half were excellent. Cam Matters came into it late when the game was there to be won.
Yep, and young Aiden Mudge kept presenting all day as a small forward.
Yes, Tyrell Hocking did a lot of work in a new role, so you've got to give him credit for that.
Yep.
But
Yes.
defensively, I thought Fraser Evans was solid.
Yeah, he's very composed
Max
across
Neville,
half back.
Borg, all very handy for the Bomber today.
Yep. In the end, it was probably Justin Westhoff's class that made him probably the best Tanunda player. His
Especially in the second half there when he sort of gave us a bit of glimpse of hope there. I thought Jackson Doherty in tight. He was just ground away, especially in the second half.
Yep.
He found himself on the bottom of the pack. 9
Lockie
times
L
out of
deserves
10.
a mention.
Yes, well, both of those two in the
And
midfield.
probably Trent Gers.
Yeah, I thought Gers' second half was very
Gers' second
serviceable.
half was
Yeah,
really good.
Created some spark and rebound across half back.
But there's probably another 5 or 6 players around that 5th and 6th best for Tanunda that you could throw a towel over.
Yes,
Now,
definitely.
Tanunda need to regroup this week. Who have you got next week, Cow?
South Gawler, I think, at home.
That'll be a really
and
tough
that's
test
in
for
both
a team that you
grades.
struggle against.
Yes, they're sort of our
Traditionally.
bogey side.
You'd be hoping to get Colhoun and maybe Snowden back.
Snowden will be back. Sam, maybe, as far as I know.
What's the story with Lockie Agars?
I
I
heard
don't
done.
actually know. I think he's done.
Yep, I
I
heard
think he's
during the
just
week
got
that-
too much on.
Yep.
So yeah, I think he's going to give it a spell this year, which is a bit of a pity because he's obviously a very good clutch player, being ridiculously fit.
Yep.
But it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Justin's available to play next week. Obviously, he adds a tier of experience and class to our side, and
We
we'll
see,
see what
we
happens.
see both coaches who were teammates at Sturt just go up and shake each other's hands. Really good mates, those two. So
Great sportsmanship from the two and a lot of friendship there.
Yep.
But next week, if Westhoff does play, the clash between him and Patrick White would be worth the price of admission.
yes, I reckon you're right
Yes,
there,
I
Teeks.
reckon you're absolutely right there, Teeks. It'll be a very good game. Hopefully we get a couple of the boys that pulled out today, get Howard back, and he obviously adds that massive amount of experience and class across half-back, and Hugh Smart on the wing. So hopefully we don't have too many casualties from today to play.
Yeah, thanks for your help today, guys, and what's been a great broadcast of BLG football.
Thank you.
Cheers. See you later.
Thanks very much.